Please remember to move your finger or mouse around the screen. These 360 recordings are designed for either headset use, mobile phones or tablets, and you can view it on a computer as well, but best viewed on a headset. And if you don't have a headset, remember to watch the normal version of this, which is a different video on YouTube, and it's the normal non-360 version, which won't make you squint, and you'll make you a lot happier watching that one than watching this one.
Face computing!
Yeah, so all you haters now can leave some love comments in the thing, you know, like, how dare you have this person with you? What's wrong with you having him here? That's because, do you know why? Because whenever you ask Jordan to come, he goes, okay. Alright? And half the other people out there have always got other things on. They're very busy people and they've got other things and other things and other things. So, yeah. Jordan's always interested in going places. And he don't grumble. He just comes and that's it. Job done. Now, I'm not saying that anyone else should... you know, have to drop what they're doing to come with me at short notice. Of course not, but at the same time, you know, you want to go with somebody in case you get an accident or something. So Jordan is very good like that, and he don't grumble. You can say, jump off that building and break your legs, and he'd be like, okay. So you know, everybody else would be like, no, I can't do that. There's people near the nuclear bunker entrance. Loads of people. We don't like people. We don't want people. Never mind. Right, that there on the left hand side is the house. So it's designed to look like a little house that people live in to keep you away from it. And right, here we are. They've got like a vehicle. It would have maybe been one of the original vehicles here, but it's a fire service truck, a Bedford truck. And this would have gone out, you know, after a nuclear emergency perhaps. And yeah, weather station. So everyone's going to be looking at me like, what the... Why did they get to park their cars here? And we were told no cars allowed along this bit. Other people park their cars. There's plenty of people here, which I was hoping we wouldn't see any people. So yeah, look, we've got all-terrain vehicle with Caterpillar tracks. Yeah, there we are. Toilets, canteen. There's a canteen over there, so we'll see what's in a bit. But yeah, there's a missile up there. Missiles, and I think this is like a doodle. Is that a doodle bug? I don't know. Yeah. What you see before you was the guardhouse defending the entrance to a massive 3-level bunker designed to house up to 600 personnel, from scientists to the Prime Minister. This bunker was to enable government to continue functioning for a minimum of 3 months after the bomb had gone off. Don't forget, this bunker was active till the end of 1994, and it could still be reactivated. Yeah, there you go. So what you've got to look at then is that this looks like a house. So when it was hidden and people didn't know it was here, it did look like a house, so that it would keep you away. And they probably have lights on in there, you know, in the windows and stuff. And it just looks like a well-protected house. But you will be blown away when you see what's inside here, because this is no ordinary house. And the bunker is nowhere near the size of this house. The bunker is about 200 times bigger than this house. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. So be prepared to have your mind blown, because when I came here about 20 years ago, my mind was blown. And yeah, so we are. Kelvedon Hatch secret nuclear bunker, RGHQ 5.1. Okay, and it's £8 for adults, £6.50 for children, £20 for a family. And yeah, you know, state of security, special. Now, the windows are closed, you can't see in.
Designed to house up to 600 personnel from scientists to the Prime Minister.
I need to go to the toilet before I go in here, though, to be honest. So we will have to wait. There's a canteen down this side. Let's see where these toilets are. Toilets, canteen. Oh, secret nuclear toilets, folks. And we get a little look around the side as well. So there are secret nuclear toilets. Let's get in there, folks. You know I love my toilets. But I actually need them right now. I feel so much better. Let's have a look behind the secret nuclear bunker, see? Just looks like a little house. You know, just looks like a little house. Chimney, you know. And it would have looked a lot more sparse than this back in the day. It would have been made to look like a house. You know, there would have been no real indicators that this was a bunker. So, and it probably would have had its own security force as well, looking into things. I'm just checking. Ooh, so as you can see, you can't see in through the windows. Please read before entering the bunker. Please be responsible for blah blah blah. Please wear a mouth mask covering at all times. If you don't have one, they can be purchased from the blah blah blah. I don't have to do that now anymore. You pay on exit. Yeah. There we are. So let's have a little look when you come in. You've got a fire detection system and alarms probably. Purchase from the canteen. You need a permit before taking a video camera or phone. So you need that beforehand, so we'll go and get one of those beforehand. You're supposed to pay a £5 to get a video camera permit, so I will go and get one of those from the canteen. So, that means I ain't gonna have all the money to give him when I leave, because I've only got 10 quid on me. So let's go and get the is this the canteen? Toilets, canteen. Let's have a look. Is this the canteen? Ooh, is this the canteen?
No, you're not black.
Oh, okay. What's going on here then? Do you mind me asking?
Escape room, yeah.
What are you doing?
Escape room?
Oh, escape room.
Yeah.
Is it just in this block?
No, we got two, so yeah, we got another one over the other side.
All right, so you're monitoring to make sure nobody gets into any trouble.
Yeah, we're just watching. We've got two games, two rooms, so just competing against each other.
Okay, do you mind being on film? Because it's going to go on YouTube.
No, it's okay, yeah.
I can, okay, thanks. So the canteen is...
Yeah, just carry on up that path, so past the toilet block, and then there's a little pathway, and if you go there, then you'll get up to another gate, go through there, it'll take you to the canteen.
Is it a long way?
No, not far.
Okay.
2-minute walk.
Oh, right, okay, thanks.
Come on to me later if you want to play a game.
Okay. They say we've got to pay a £5. I just put it in the thing on the way out, you know, for the video thing. So I will promise to pay. Yeah, the extra charge for the video. Right, because I can't be asked to walk in 2 minutes to the canteen. It sounds like it's a fair way away. So I promise Mr. Parrish to pay you. I think his name is Mike Parrish, the owner. And I did ring him and speak to him yesterday on the phone. So I do solemnly swear I will pay the £5. There's a zone chart here. Yeah. I'll take a photo so I get a better thing to stick up.
Welcome to the Kelvedon Hatch secret nuclear bunker. When we heard of the original government in the event of nuclear attack. Please help yourself to a bond. And what you're going to do is follow the yellow signs.
Oh my god. This wasn't here last time I came, all these wands.
First one says, press 1, play. One play, you'll find the top left-hand corner of the wand. And if you go around, you'll find other yellow signs that say press 2 and play, 3 and play, 4 and play, Right the way up to the canteen, which is number 23 at the end of the tour.
Do you want one of these wands?
You'll see his marks.
That was appealing to me.
No. I mean, it might be interesting if you don't know much about bunkers, but I want my audio, not his, and it would probably be he'd copyright it, so I'll just do my audio instead. Power and a small telephone.
Like a little mini exchange, isn't it?
Yeah. So all staff must show passes before entering this gate. Here we go. Here it is, folks. Prepare to be amazed.
Do you think it's got like a little rectifier in that?
Yeah, it is a rectifier. It might be for the emergency lighting. Yeah, it says here, I see. Do not pass this pipe without a guide, wand or tape player. The copyright of any film on that tape machine is copyright to J.A. Parish. Right, so generator room. Are you allowed in there? No entry, sadly. You have to get special permission to see down there. Right. TTW crew call-outs. I'll put on 50 to stop any flickering from the lights. But, those wind-up telephones. Ah, you can't pull it out. You can't pull it out.
Can you still wind it up though?
Probably.
Hello? Hello?
Calling B-Face
You
Computing.
can't even talk to anyone.
It's not optional. Do not pass this point without a wand. But I don't want to press play on it, and I don't want to carry it because I've got all this camera equipment. I do not want to.
These are a bit like the deep level shelters, like style beds, aren't they? But they're not on chains if you remember.
Do not pass here without a guide or a tape player. Keep smiling. I don't want to be guided. I want to do it myself. Last time I was here, there was no guides to take us around. I'm not interested in being guided. Simplified sectional drawing. So I'll have underneath the transmitter, top floor, middle floor, bottom floor. Yeah. It always was that you could just walk around by yourself. Looks like radioactivity equipment. Look, it's for radiation. It's a Geiger Muller tube. Yeah, Geiger Muller stuff.
But isn't it? It's a proper count.
Right, when there was a nuclear war, this beep, you could hear beep, beep, beep. If it became a constant beep, that meant we were at war, missiles were flying. As long as you could hear the beep, it meant that we were okay. If the beep got faster...
Squadron Leader Paris, please attend the ROC room. Squadron Leader Paris, please attend the ROC room.
There we go. Ham icon. So they've got a radio ham repeater here. So they've got radio ham equipment probably in. That might be a radio ham room actually. You might be able to operate from here. Radio room.
That equipment don't look too dated, that.
Oh, I think they've got a ham repeater here by the looks of it. Interesting.
Yeah, but I can call. License paperwork, this is all the old equipment in here.
Got big blast doors here. Wonder if these are the only blast doors, I can't remember. Power cables. Emergency power and air raid sirens. Air raid sirens. Press firmly once to sound signal for 60 seconds, so these are outside the sirens would go. Emergency bell. If there's a problem, you've got to ring that bell. No entry, so we'll be coming out of this. So the corridor down there. Lots of telephone exchanges here. These are antique, vintage. Telex machines. Mytel, that's a telephone exchange actually. I'm actually trained to operate one of these. I actually went to Mytel in Newport and I trained to operate one of these telephone exchanges, a government telephone exchange, Mytel. I went to the headquarters and they trained me on how to use it. And there's like ways to spy on the calls as well, like you can listen in without them knowing you're listening in.
What, this whole thing is just a massive exchange, even the...
Yeah, that's the thing where you look up the telephone numbers, you tap in there and it brings it up on screen, all the extension numbers and everything. You can transfer. It was being used. It was a government telephone exchange system they used to use. These pressure things here are probably bomb pressure indicators for outside. Probably have like little pipes going outside. Telex, Cheetah 4, Cheetah 5. British Telecom Telex machines. Not for public use.
So this unit is like 10th of a millimeter big now. All this will be like tiny now. Gradually it got smaller and smaller, so nowadays you fit all of these in your front door. Yeah? They were so big, so the whole room, all the cables and stuff, yeah? All the memory units. You know what these are? You know these? But I wasn't told used to watch videos of these. And then they came to DVDs. And I got memory sticks and everything. But you used to watch videos of those. There's a reel inside and then you just watch it.
So you can listen in to the telephones. You can switch which thing you're listening to.
Well, have you even monitoring internal bunker communication?
Yeah, you can also, you want to know whether there was a fault on the line, you know, so you'd be listening in. You don't see this in a lot of bunkers, all this stuff will have been stripped out. More communications equipment. This place is crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. British Telecom line tester tells you how many kilometres down the wire there's a break. It's in kilometres, so you connect it up and then it will tell you, how many kilometres down the wire will bounce the signal, so you know where the break is.
Those are broken, every single one. Aren't they?
There might be a reason for that. They don't want people reconnecting them up and using them. British government, they're really paranoid about anybody having access to their old stuff. So, yeah. There's attack warning. Attack warning, all clear, speech receivers. Speak.
Recall St. Mary's.
Crazy, isn't it? More telephone stuff down here.
Oh my god, it's actually like mechanical. It mechanically tells you how many cars are waiting.
Yeah. This is quite interesting. British Telecom equipment connected to the line, and it tells you how many kilometres down the line you have a break or problems. It can tell. It bounces a signal there and back. It tells you how many kilometres away you have to fix the fault. Yeah. It's pretty crazy stuff, isn't it? You know, just a voltmeter, resistance meter, ammeter. Test purposes was all very, very old. This would have been pre-use here, really. It's like very, very old. But the reason they kept these old telephone exchanges like this is as a backup, because if EMP knocked everything out, this equipment would still work. The old-fashioned manual equipment would still work, whereas the electronic stuff would break down, so they could go back to using old-fashioned switchboards.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, get an EMP pulse. Yeah, just jacks.
But look at the design of the jack.
Yeah, but that's where headphone jacks came from. Headphone jacks. A lot of people don't realise headphone jacks came from telephone jacks. Slightly different. I think they used to call this like a NATO style design, but yeah, you know, just plugs in there, chunk to connect the calls. It's an old telex machine, very old.
You think these things still work?
Old-fashioned equipment can normally be brought back up eventually with a bit of work. That's an old-fashioned paper tape, look. Paper tape machine. That's really old.
Look how big that is.
Yeah,
That old
huge.
device.
Huge, yeah. That's why this place is so cool, because they've actually made the effort to keep all this equipment still in here. You know, it would have been stripped out, I think, most of it, and they bought these back in. So he's paid a lot of money to bring a lot of this equipment back. So it gives you the look and feel of what it would have been like. That's a equipment, protected equipment stuff. Oops, got a bit higher. Boundary maps. So these would have been all the regional seats of government. So, you know, like Section 1, Section 11, each one of these would have its own control centre. So we're in bunker 5.1. You saw that when we came in. So you can see 5 is Greater London. 5.1 is where we were there. So that was bunker 5.1. So if you had a bunker like, you know, down in Wiltshire, we'd have been part of Area 7. So we'd have had 71. Which would probably have been Chilmark, which you've seen. That's probably Chilmark, but I can't see. Let's get close. Wells. Yeah, Frome. No, it looks like it's further.
How likely do you think it is that most of these are still maintained?
A lot of them probably been sold off. Some of them might still be in council hands. Home Office Defence boundary map. Let's get a nice super high resolution 40 megapixel photo of that.
After an error, your water taps may run dry, or water in them may be too dense to drink because it has been poisoned by water. So your life may depend entirely on what you have stored.
Right. Which room do we want to go in then? Scientific advisors. So it's a science advisors.
You should have stored at least 2 pints for each day. Don't waste water on washing or anything else. If you must use water for cooking, use as little as possible. If you heat cans of food in a
Look, this is
saucepan of
old
water, don't
videotape
throw the water
decks.
away. It can be used over and over
Or is
again.
it? Yes. Is this video? Yeah, it is. It's got a helical head.
By the way, make sure you pierce the top
It's an
of
old
the
video
can
recorder.
before heating. Dip your
Well,
dirty
tape's
knives
been
and
left
forks
though,
into
hasn't
the pan while the water is
They
still
use it. They
hot.
put 1/4 inch tape
Water
on
is
these
life.
reels when it should be 1/2 inch or an inch. That little video projector up there. Teeny little video projector.
Probably why it's really dull, isn't
Oh,
it?
sorry. Yeah, this is interesting. So this is like London, different areas in London.
you can actually see the individual
You should by now
pixels
have
of the
built
image.
up
Yeah.
an emergency reserve of tin food or other
Quite
foods
a-
that don't go off quickly
cheap-
and that can be
Cheap
eaten
old
cold.
video projector, sadly.
Keep your food reserves in your fallout room. And remember to keep them well covered to protect them from fallout dust. There might be fallout dust on the packaging.
It's about as bright as you'd have with a 16mm projector, so it's quite authentic, but luckily without the 16mm chatter of the mechanism.
You may not be able to replace your stocks of food for a long time, so make them last. Most of the time, you'll be resting in your fallout room, and you won't need to consume much food. Eat the smallest amount you can get by with, and plan meals carefully so that there's no waste.
Bomb indicator, 100 kilometres away, it's like where the bombs dropped.
Wrap open tins and loose spoons.
Don't get those, you can't order those in WH Smith's. Can I have some bomb dropping indicator paper, please? Oh, this is the room we came through earlier. Yeah. Come all the way back round. What's in this room then? Wow. Some good stuff in there. It's like some oscilloscopes, frequency counters. Some good old crap in there. Yeah. Nixie tube numbers on the Nixie tubes, 2300 it says over there. Right, BBC radio room. It says on air.
Do you think it's actually on air, or do you think it's not a
No,
demonstration?
no, but that's a real BBC desk. That's a real BBC desk. And BBC have a funny thing, you know, like normally on most mixing desks you push up for volume. Well, it's the opposite on BBC. You pull towards you for volume and you push up away to turn the volume off. And the reason they did that is because people would be leaning their arms on the desk, and they reckon there was more chance if you leaned your arm here, if you leaned your arm, you were going to knock the volume up. So what they did is they pull them all the way towards you for up. Oh, why am I pointing upwards? So basically you push away from you to knock the sound off, and you pull towards you so that you don't accidentally knock them up. It was just the way the BBC chose to operate. But yeah, this would have been a transmission suite for telling everybody that the country had been bombed and what to do. Probably would have had the transmitters in a different room because they would have been quite hot. So this would have been fairly quiet in here, and this would have been absolutely quiet in there. Right, and it's Margaret Thatcher, look. Margaret Thatcher is transmitting from in that room. Yeah, with a little mixer control. Probably a lot more equipment in there than would have actually been in there, because the person in there wouldn't have had much to do. It would have been the person out here that would have had all the equipment. Still, interesting.
Others, together with wide areas of countryside, have been contaminated by radioactive water.
What's this say? Uniform services, no entry. But I think you are supposed to go in here. Map rooms. Radiation monitoring system. Audrey, atomic weapon detection, recognition, estimation of yield. this is southern sector, which would have been at Rudlow Manor. HQ Southern Sector was at Rudlow Manor. Yeah. Oh look, we've got cock. You saw it here first. Government has cock. There they are. Sections on the map. Section 5. That's quite good, isn't it? The illumination at the top and the sides, picking up the grease pencil marks on the thing here. Can you see? MAI, Maidenhead, Horsham, Kingsley, Yeovil, Bristol, Oxford. Display.
We should probably catch up with the others.
Wow.
Oh, Mum, we should go with the arrows.
Look, air conditioning mode. So, X direction.
What would the internal intercoms have been like that clear?
Probably, yeah. Don't know what these things are, I'm not sure. Plessy Communications Control Unit, Receive Transmit 3051.3, HF SSB, so that's, oh yeah, 3 megahertz, 3051.3, so it's a HF transmitter, high frequency, so ham radio bands almost. A little bit lower than ham radio shortwave frequencies, shortwave. These are interesting, these clocks. They've got these clocks, look. Maybe they were preferred for some accuracy of timekeeping.
Oh my god, it's a pool table. Yeah.
Pool table, yeah.
Where have we got a pool table?
Well, they used to put they put marks on you. They'd have little things on the table so they could push them round, like where bombs. Yeah, push them round. Like the ladies used to do that in the wartime, in the bunkers. They used to have little push rods. Royal Observer Corps. There's a hand wound air raid siren there. That'd be pretty loud. sensors, kilopascals. That's the bomb power indicator. So the pressure wave from a nuclear bomb would send that needle up there, and then they'd know how close, or how big the bomb was by how much pressure it would give off. And these things here, they put paper on the inside, so they unscrew that, take the lid off, and they put paper around the edges, right? And you see this little hole here, they have one on each side, right? Well, whichever side of the paper gets burnt was the side that shows you the direction of the nuclear blast. So if the blast is up here, light will come in, go through this little pinhole here, and it will produce a mark on the other side of the paper. So then they take this out and they look at which direction it has, like degrees, like north, south, east, west, and degrees. They can work out which side the bombs have gone off. So you can have it all sides, basically, will show you. And how bright it is will show you how big the bomb was as well. So, bomb power indicator. Another one of those bleeper things. During peacetime, you'd hear the beep, and you could actually tune into this frequency on a radio because it would be on the air. But very few people ever knew the frequency. But if you knew the frequency, this thing would be tuned in 24/7, and as long as it was going beep, 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 you're okay. But if it got faster, if it went beep, 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 it means imminent launch of nuclear missiles. And if it goes beep, it means we're at war, missiles have been fired, expect nuclear war. So as long as you heard beep, it's like a heartbeat. As long as you hear beep, it's okay.
Is it an automated system doing it, or actually
Somebody would have to tell it, what the situation was, but in a control centre, like in London, in a bunker or something, where they knew what was actually happening. But yeah, as long as you could hear the heartbeat, it meant that the country was okay. But if the heartbeat got fast, it meant shit, panic mode. And if it went beep, it meant oh shit, oh shit.
It was blowing up.
It's like that. It's like that song you did. Oh shit, you are dead. Was that you, or was it? You did like, oh shit, you are dead. Oh shit, you are dead. No, that was Stuck in the Lift, wasn't it? You did the thing. Oh shit, you are stuck. Oh shit, you are stuck in a lift.
And you pushed the alarm.
And you pushed the alarm.
Oh shit, you are stuck.
Oh
shit, you are stuck. Oh shit, you are stuck. And you've activated the alarm.
That's the one.
I like the melody in background.
Yeah. So it'd be like, oh shit, you are bombed. Oh shit, you are bombed, and and you've got 2 weeks till radiation kills you.
That's what I do. Instead of beep, it'd be a simple melody, and in background it'd be like, we're okay. Yeah. We're still okay. Shit's starting to hit the fan now.
Well,
oh my god, and then it'd be like,
yeah.
And then it'd be like, oh shit, we are bombed. Oh shit, we are bombed.
Yeah.
Congratulations if you're still alive.
Yeah. Can you imagine if somebody transmitted over that frequency, though? People would shit themselves who had these transmitters. Like people in government departments, they would have one of these like things. Some of them would just have it in the corner of the room.
Why would they really paranoid?
Well, they had to, because they'd have to come out and like start doing things, like cleaning up the mess and get the police out and
Yeah, but what made them so paranoid? Because if someone were transmitting just being silly, they'd be like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Yep. This is a room for video projection. Oh, look at that big fan vent. That's massive.
Do you think that was like that when it wasn't you?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's a modern like warehouse thing?
You hold that for us a sec. Heavy, isn't it? Right, I need to tighten up my bloody thing. There we are.
You get muscles just from walking about with that.
Yeah. Like you keep changing arms on it, keep changing hands, because it's quite heavy. So it's a newer, modern emergency lighting system.
Why don't we think the old one will
I don't know. It probably had bulbs in it. Back in the 80s, they didn't have that. But that's one way to get upstairs, but it's not in use. So, ooh, this is tour.
We've gone upstairs now, haven't we?
Ooh. So is there another blast door? And in this room, wow, we've got air equipment. So this would be the air intakes. Airlock door, keep closed.
Yeah, there's like these, I don't know what these metal bits are on it, because there's also one corresponding over there with electrical.
Yeah.
I think it's just a read switch so you can tell the status of whether the door's shut or...
They need to know whether the door's open or closed because it would possibly leak radiation into the rest of the unit, and it could mean that somebody's got in here and who shouldn't be in here as well. So, you know, there's alarms to kind of tell you which doors are open and closed. But yeah, that's the look with just natural lighting down here. Looks all spooky.
It's a shame it's not turned on.
Yeah, NBC suit, nuclear, chemical, biological. That's the suits that those guys are wearing down there.
Do you think there'll be like filtration in it as well?
Yes, it will be air filters somewhere. You can see there's a handle there to choose how much air you direct from one side to the other. Oh, you can't see, hang on. Up there, there's a handle, and you can, you know, decide which bit has air or not. And it might be that one of it is non-filtered and one of them's going through here.
These are filters there, look.
Yeah, there's the filters. And they're just in like big containers, so you can probably unscrew them and just pull them out.
Do you think they're a bit like gas mask filters?
Yeah, it says pre-filter, so they're pre-filtering stuff. You can actually see the filter material down in these here, look. So they're ready to be pushed into place if necessary. So,
And then that'd be like some
tall rooms in here, look. Very tall. Sorry, we were saying?
I reckon that would be like sucking it in from somewhere else, but that would have had a connector on it and gone maybe through here, because that's like...
It might have gone through and they might have cut it off in order to get this walkway that we're on now. It's possible. But it could have been... Oh, and then the battery died.
There's even a sewage disposal through here. There's some stuff that, you know, you can't even like go and have a look at. Like this is sewage disposal in here.
Yeah. Well, maybe they considered it wasn't interesting enough. I'd be interested in it, see, but maybe they just thought...
No, it's actually locked. What's it locked? Give me a little thing out. No, because you'll be able to see, it'll be like in Belsize Park Bunker where they have like a big, it's like a canister, and then the sewage goes into like a big tank, and then when the tank gets to a certain level, the canister forces it up all the way up to the surface, doesn't it, into the normal sewage system.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we just had a battery change, but yeah. Jordan was saying this door's closed to the sewage disposal. But yeah, you're on about, every once in a while they would pressurise the sump and shoot it.
Right up into the sewers, it'd be like into the sewers that everyone's houses are connected to and stuff.
No, they actually have a pipe on the surface that just goes into the air, and it's like 10 feet in the air, so what happens is when they fire it just fires shit all over, the area surrounding the bunker, which is why...
It does,
no, seriously.
That's disgusting. What do you do when you're climbing out? Like when you're leaving, is it like at the bunker entrance that fires shit, or is it like...
It'd probably be a bit further away.
Just in a bit of field.
Yeah, in a bit of a field. No, but the thing is, you couldn't rely that the sewers wouldn't be broken or blocked, And when you try to pressurize something into something that's already got pressure, it may not want to go. So they did used to just sump it into the nearby field, yeah.
Well, that air, I've just noticed that air, it actually says that it went into the fields out in the woods.
Yeah, that's right.
So it had just been pressurised
Yeah, it just used to chuck it in the woods. So you just go, and just fire it into the air and it would land on the trees and things. But the thing is, everything would be irradiated up after a nuclear war. So you wouldn't really care about what was on the fields and muck and crap.
But what sort of a life is it if everywhere's irradiated and you're stuck in these
you'd be in here for 2 weeks to a month, possibly, until radiation had died down to levels where it would be possible for you to go outside. But, you're not going to survive very long, no matter what. It's not a good prognosis, really. So, yeah. If you look up the side of the stairs, it will give you an idea of how far we are underground. You can't see, because it's
not illuminated, is it?
It's not lit up. But they say you can see up there, possibly with my light. But yeah, I can see it. I can see it at the top. So these are air sealed doors. You can see the rubber seals on there to keep the air seals. Emergency keys to let yourself into the room, the air room.
Like to lock it off really securely, so set it up and then just kept it locked.
Yeah, well, it probably just didn't want anyone going in there, because you would open the seal, and then that's a room that could have radiation in the filter, so you don't want anyone touching that and then walking it back in. So, because if you get radiation inside the bunker on your hands, you could be spreading it all over surfaces and things like that, and then you want to keep radiation out, really. So that's the way we came. You might have to suit up to go into that room. You might have to go in there with a suit on, special nuclear, chemical, biological suit. So, Panel Alive H2. It's another very tall room, this one. This is like some sort of
it might be a water tank.
Bodelo tank, it says, water cooler. So it's some sort of water tank, thermometer, thermostat. So it could be hot water cooler, water cooler. But look at the equipment in this room, folks. Whoa. Yeah. Number 1 oil separator, shell tube condenser, that says. Number 1, number 2, liquid receiver, that says. Obviously got multiple bands here on the that's a motor, and then it's probably driving this pump system, because it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 pistons, probably pistons to pump. It's a pumping system. It's got a suction strainer, it says up there.
Attention, the wind direction is now bearing north-northwest 12 knots. The wind direction is now bearing
thermo control.
12 knots.
I've seen stuff from this company, Thermo Control, before, I swear. Look, Thermo Control. Air conditioning equipment in old offices. Different sections. Motorized dampers. Those are the dampers which decide which areas have air and which areas don't in here. So,
Flight Lieutenant Button, please could you call extension 243? Flight Lieutenant Button, 243.
So this is obviously a machine room for trying to build things and repair things. Repair stuff in the bunker.
Do you think the military left all of this equipment here, or do you think you'd have to reinstall this as well?
I think this was probably left because it's too large to get out. This was probably left, but they take all the electronics and telephone equipment because they're paranoid about people having access to their equipment like that, because even though, you know, it's just they take it out and then you could buy it back at an auction, so it's pretty stupid. But yeah, I think they would take out a lot of that stuff. Grinding equipment, cutting equipment. Yeah. Lots of spare tubes for the lights. Yeah. This place is big though, isn't it, man?
I'm expecting it to be like this outfitted. Just imagine if you found an abandoned one, what was just outfitted like this?
Yeah. Massive maps on the walls. So this is more this area. So that's where the bunker is. That's actually where the bunker is situated there, look. You know. So, various villages marked
Coloured them
in.
in now, you've coloured over them.
Yeah, to show the areas, you know, the... Yeah. Napier turbo blower. What's that then? Napier turbo blower. Show you how the fan works. More maps and plans of this. Another room with the video projection going on.
Would the projection have been that small originally, do you think? I think it would have been like massive.
Don't know. I think somebody's moved the projector. Look, it's projecting over the wrong bit, but I'm not going to move it.
That feels really soft, sure, that's not meant to be soft.
Oh, that?
Yeah, that ramp, look.
Well, yeah, as long as it can handle the weight of a wheelchair.
Look at
Maybe you're putting on weight.
Is that bloke actually a person talking, or is it just a computerised?
No, it's a computerised loop.
But how did they get high quality voices back then? Because like...
Oh no, this is just the museum piece, you know.
Oh, right.
It wouldn't have been like that back in the day. This is just to give you the atmosphere of what it would have been like. There's toilets there. So I think that might be a good idea to go to the toilet. Fire exit. Woo! Fire exit.
Like pipes to top.
Yep, so we can go down there. But I'm going to use the loo first. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
Can I leave this here just for a minute with you, so I'd have to take it in?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, but are those actually the names of the people on that computerised loop, or is it just randomly?
Nah, it's just jokey stuff, isn't it? Jokey stuff.
How can we have like made it? Why has he made it jokey?
I don't know. Oh look, the rooms. like dorms. It's the commissioner. That would have been the person in charge of the whole bunker, the commissioner. So he was the top man. He would have had his own room because of the stress of dealing with everything else. Nobody else would have probably had their own rooms. They would have all been bunked. So this is probably another person, principal officer. So, you know, these are almost like military positions, you know, in terms of after a war. You know, these people would be putting people to death, basically. They'd be going outside with guns and shooting civilians that they found who were ill, and just shooting them on the spot because you couldn't waste food on them or medicine, so they would just be killing people.
What the?
Prime Minister. This is literally the Prime Minister's room. There we are, Margaret Thatcher's in the bed, look, over there. So that is Maggie in the bed. So this was the Prime Minister's room, look. There's a slide projector over there, look. Really big old-fashioned slide projector. Look, it's safe on the wall. Probably nuclear codes and important stuff to do with launching missiles and all the rest of it. Yeah, but this was literally, as you can see up there, no joking about, folks. That's the Prime Minister's room, 205. Wow. And so if you want to hold back so you're not getting my voice talking over everything, unless you want to hear my voice, I won't take it personally. Oh look, it's Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny. Oh, it's VHS. It's not compatible.
I don't even know what Bugs Bunny is.
No.
No, I don't know.
Jordan. You know what Tom and Jerry is?
Yeah.
Yeah, mouse, isn't it? Cat and mouse.
Yeah.
You haven't heard of Bugs Bunny?
No.
Bugs Bunny is the rabbit. He's like, yep, 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 yep. What's up, Doc? Eating carrots.
I don't know it.
Bugs Bunny. Oh my God. I'll have to show you some Bugs Bunny. He's really funny, man. Yeah, no entry except in an emergency. But we gotta see what's in there though. We gotta have a quick look. The alarm will go off now. Ooh. Stairs. Stairs. Bunker staff only. So yeah, only in emergencies. It's alright. We'll respect your privacy, bunker staff.
They're very chunky, these.
Yeah. So these are the teleprinters that would have connected to War Command and headquarters.
And do you think the lighting would have actually been like that, or do you think they would have had a bit brighter lighting? Do you think the lighting's a bit dull?
Well, I think it's a bit dull, but if you turn these switches, like I was going to say, it might light up. But only one lights up, sadly. Be nice if they all came on. But there we go. What we got in these rooms then? This is actually the bunker staff. Only bunker staff are allowed in here. So that's yeah, equipment rooms. Yeah, look, police riot gear. Anti-terrorist survival kit from Prime Minister David Cameron's car. You know, Gestapo officers with all their riot gear on. Dear. So now showing in theatre. Now showing. Oops. It's like from the West Country. Now showing in the theatre.
Do you think they did actually put, like, they must have put some entertainment on for people working here? They can't have spoken up and done that same ritual.
Yeah, maybe this room was a cinema, you know. So they would put on movies to entertain the people down here, keep them happy, whilst they know everything's dead outside. But there is a video projector, but it's not turned on. Perhaps it's broken. So, yeah. There's an old, that's one of those Geiger Muller things. You connect the sensor in there and it'll tell you, it go click, 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 and tell you how many millisieverts of radiation are out there. Wow.
Hello, Danby, to the counterbook, please. Hello, Danby, to the counterbook, please.
Pretty amazing though, isn't it? Ministry of Defence, this is their post. That's where they would be. God, I cannot find the bloody app for this. What's it called? It's called, what is this 360 camera called? It's called
An Insta 360.
Insta, yeah. Where's the bloody Insta app on this? Insta, come on. Can't bloody see it. Oh, here it is. Insta 360.
Why is it knackered?
I'm just trying to see if it'll tell me if the camera's working because I can't see any LEDs flashing on it. This is Judiciary and the Police. Surveyor. Turn this on. Turn this on.
You got like a sheep.
Yeah.
Sheep clothes. Wow.
Exit. These things here are to open and close the fans automatically. Can you see them? Like that's where we saw back earlier on. You could switch the switches, but these would open and close the fan vents to let air into some rooms and not others. So you could switch them on and off, and in a fire they might all go and close. There was a fire in here, so yeah. Minister for Social Security. I don't think you'd be needing much social security after a bloody, you know, what people are going to be claiming their benefits, are they, after a nuclear war? I don't think so. It says like cipher, S cipher. So this might be a an encrypted terminal. Yeah, emergency homeless officer. But yeah, some of these would have been encrypted terminals, so people couldn't work out what you were talking about. That's it, you can't go in. So let's just go into the next section. telephones. Well, you can go down to a certain degree. There's telephone equipment. A heater, burn things to keep warm. Look.
PBX calling Air Commodore Hamley.
Oh, look, it's a Commodore computer. Commodore 8296. That wasn't a pet, was it? I don't even remember seeing one of those. Commodore. Like, what Commodore? I don't remember those. This is what people would be living like. I feel like the Victorian times. Like, you suddenly go back. Suddenly, everyone who had trendy clothing, you know, and like Nike's shoes and all that, they suddenly go, like after nuclear war, they go doomph, and they suddenly go back to wearing like, you know, turn of the century clothing. And they're like got old teapots and old sinks, you know, suddenly like everything just goes back in time. It's pretty cool, isn't it? After a nuclear bomb, you never realise it would sort of like send you through time travel as well. This is more like wartime, World War II sort of era stuff, really, this is. Yeah. So, you know, at best you could say like probably latest would be like 1940s, 50s, because I think the bomb was invented like 1947. So therefore, a lot of the relevance of this would have been around that time. Needing this bunker in a nuclear capacity. You know, GPO, General Post Office, coal, electricity generating, Army, Royal Navy, Air Force. That's it, like, you know. So in the government bunker where the Prime Minister would be like, one seat for the Army, one for the Royal Navy, one for the Air Force. God alive. What's this about then? Please place £1 donation if you have dressed up. Oh right, I see. You dress up using these clothes and then you sit in there and have your photo taken. So you can get dressed up in all this stuff. But I don't like the idea of having somebody else's crap on me, really, so I'm not going to do that. But you can if you wish. You can dress up. There we are, folks. I'll leave that for someone else to try.
Someone's got the space bar. Look.
Somebody smacked in the space bar.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Disgraceful.
Well, it's so olden days that surely it gets irreplaceable eventually, doesn't it?
Yeah. This. Reel-to-reel computer tape recording. Computer tape.
That's all like part of the same thing, look.
Oh yeah, Christ. Oh,
I didn't even notice
that's a mini computer, yeah. The whole thing it's sat on is the computer, like a Bull DPS 6000. So the whole of this is a computer. I thought it was just a table for it, you're right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. No, that's a mini computer, isn't it? It's what they call a mini computer. Yeah. But it ain't mini. But back in the day, that would have been considered a mini computer in the days of mainframes, and that would have been a mini computer. And then we went from mini computers to personal computers, which were obviously a lot smaller than that.
We have no effective means of restraining people in this situation. So with the views of the Emergency Committee, I think we may impose the ultimate sanction at the end of the day. Could I ask? Yes.
Yeah. That's right, they're on screen, they're talking about shooting people there. So these...
After the war, the BBC would become WTBS, Wartime Broadcasting Service. Its job, and the job of all the media, to act as an arm of government.
And they would be out there with guns killing the public so they could get all the supplies that the public had. Because it would be important for rich, powerful people and controllers to have stuff, and you would have to give up what you had or die if you didn't like the idea of giving up what you had. And if you could be used for slave labour, they would keep you alive, but if you were ill, they would kill you. So yeah, we're going to go upstairs now after that depressing thought. If anybody wants to watch anything on that, watch the War Plan. Or the War Game, sorry, it's called War Game. It's a black and white BBC dramatisation, but it was based on the war plans. So it talks about the fact that they would actually execute people after a war. And I think it was banned by the BBC because it was considered too shocking, because it was actually true. And they thought the British public couldn't take it. It was too shocking. So it was shelved for many years, and then it was re-released, I think, in the 90s. But yeah, it's available now for people to watch. But it's amazing to think the BBC actually filmed something that they weren't allowed to show because it was too honest. It was actually telling people what was going to happen. They were going to shoot people after a nuclear war. They were just going to go out and shoot people.
Yeah, but you can't deny this, if you could, you know. No,
you can't deny it, but the BBC weren't able to show it for many years because it was considered too... It's very shocking, actually, I've got to be honest. I mean, considering it's a dramatisation, it's incredibly shocking for its time. I mean, it was made, I think, in like the 60s.
Yeah, but were they actually just like shooting them to get the supplies? They weren't shooting them because they were at risk of contaminating the rest of the population.
They didn't want people to get together in groups and gangs and start taking over. So basically, people would have to either be told what to do and work in slave gangs for the government and be told what to do. But if there were too many people and they were getting rowdy, they would just shoot people. And if you were ill, they would just take a look at you, and you'd have these guys would go out from these bunkers with weapons, and they would go around and then they would look at people and they go, oh, well, she's got a cut, oh, she's vomiting, she's got radiation sickness, and they would just turn you around, bang, back of the head.
Oh no, we can't be doing that.
Yeah, you didn't know this?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna upset him when I show him this. He's gonna be very upset, mate. You'll be very upset. Yeah, this is the reality of...
even if I'm upset about it then, it's history, so I think it should still be shown on... I think it should still be shown on the telly and not shown.
Yeah. Look, see, whilst everybody else is dying, they would have hospital rooms for the Prime Minister and the people in charge, because it'd be important to keep them alive. But the public, no, they're just disposable. The public would be disposable after a nuclear war. Mm. And if they weren't controllable, they would be disposed of. Yeah. Very sad. Very sad.
You won't be able to get away with doing something like that nowadays. So.
You probably find that the rules are still in place. Exactly the same rules are still in place.
Do you think they'd actually use them nowadays?
Oh yeah, if there was a nuclear war, the same rules would still apply. They'd pull all those rules out of the filing cabinet, and they'd start using them.
Don't go onto the streets and shoot people nowadays.
Yeah, mate.
They can't do that to the public, because the public, if the public turn against the old government,
there you go. That's why. Now you're getting into it. See, this is the thing. There'd be limited supplies, and the government would be in bunkers, and the army would be controlling their supplies, right? And what they wouldn't want is loads of the public getting together and trying to take the supplies off the army, take the supplies off the government, open the bunkers and get in there, right? So what would they do? They'd go out, and when they'd see groups of people acting rowdy, they'd kill them. They'd kill them.
Yeah, but now you think they'd do that in modern day if we were in that situation again?
The rules probably haven't changed because they would have been made by military planners based on you know, the way they think the public were going to act. And what have people done recently with the petrol? It only takes one little thing, like, you know, oh, there's a few garages might be a bit short, people are panic buying.
And then everyone buys it all. But we're alright because we've got diesels and no one's panic buying diesel.
Well, they are, because it's the same as petrol, you know, it's the same thing. But this is what people do, they panic. And what the government's idea is, well, if people are panicking and they're going to get rowdy and they're going to get violent and they're going to try and take control themselves, you shoot them. If people aren't going to play by your ball and they aren't going to do what you say and they aren't going to work as a slave for you, if they won't agree to do those things, they're no use. Shoot them. You know, you'd have to keep a long way away from the army and the military at any of these stations, any of these places, because if they came out and caught you, they'd assume that you were trying to break in and trying to steal stuff, so they'd probably just shoot you. You know, there would be prison camps where they would keep slaves, and the prison camps would be just so that they could kind of get people to do work for them. And if you didn't agree to be a slave in one of those prison camps, they're not going to debate it with you. They're not going to ask you whether you want to go in front of a judge.
In modern day, they would.
No, they wouldn't.
No. You're in slave camps in modern day.
Oh, well, this is
such a we're in a democracy and in like a free country.
Democracy is suspended in an emergency like that. Democracy is suspended, and it becomes a thing called martial law, which means if you are in the army and you don't do what you're told, they shoot you in the head. That's even in the army. They go, we haven't got time to deal with you, mate, and we're not going to give you food because we're feeding you and you're a waste of time. Bang. So take you out. And they do that with the public as well. They just don't want to waste the food and the resources and the medicine. So that's a crap video projector, isn't it?
It looks like some Chinese thing.
Look how pixelated it is. Probably looks alright through the video camera, but it is very pixelated. But yeah, I mean, it costs a fortune, isn't it, for all this stuff in this bunker.
You've got to remember they're doing it based on donations, aren't they?
Yeah. So the thing is, these video projectors have been here for a very long time, when those would probably cost a load of money. Now you can buy that sort of stuff really cheaply.
Like 50 quid from China.
Yeah. But it's nice they've made the effort to do it, though, because I don't remember there being video projectors here last time I was here, 20 years ago. So obviously they're trying to do what they can with the budgets they've got. It's nice that they've done it, though, really. Here's all the stuff they would have been using, and it would have been pretty barbaric, going back to surgery.
That's actually really creepy, that noise.
Yeah.
Considering that the both just...
Yeah, we've been through this way.
I didn't notice that noise at first.
No, some of them probably start after a while. Ooh. Did we come past here? Typical washroom, yeah, toilets.
That's not a toilet.
What, the plastic...
that looks like those really cheap camping things you get, where it's just a bucket with like a toilet seat that clips on the top of it.
Yeah, look, there's a fire exit here. Hello! I just want to see what the fire exit looks like. I'm not going to go down it. Oh, look. It's like loads of stuff. Private. So, you know, the thing is, I always want to see those bits. I want to see all the bits that you're not meant to see. Yeah. So this is where everyone would be billeted in these areas.
Attention, attention. Would head typist please report to the telephone exchange?
What sort of name is
Head
that?
typist please report to the
Typist?
telephone
Yes,
exchange?
yeah, typist to type letters.
I thought you were saying someone's name.
No. I mean, all government departments would have typist pools. A lot of people use word processors themselves on their desks today, but back in the day, you'd write letters on paper and you'd send it to the typist and they would send it back to you typed. I've done that when I worked in the civil service. I sent letters off to the typist pool. And you get it back and you've got to check then to make sure there's no spelling mistakes, and you have to send it back and they'll do it again. No entry. Keep out. Oh my god. Why do they want you to stay out of here? It's really cool. Female dormitory. Why do they want you to stay out here? We're not going to go in proper, but I would like to just film it.
Let's get a quick glance.
Ooh, look, they've got fake windows there, fake curtains to make you think that you're in a... So sorry, Mr. Parish.
We had to have a little peek.
We had to have a little peek. We couldn't resist. If you don't want us to have a look, you should lock the door, sir. Like all the different people who've come down. Photographs of people who've come here in the past. Oh yeah, that's the owner, Mr. Parish. Mike Parish. Yeah.
You've got a lot of effort into making it.
No, he's done a good job, but I mean, I met him briefly when I was coming out of this place. Oh look, with Richard Aawadi there, he's with him. That's pretty mad. But he has made a lot of effort, and as I say, this place has been here for 20 years that I know of. So he's been running it for a very long time, and it's got to take a lot of effort to do it. Exit to car park. Please do not go out of this door before you've paid and hand it back in your tape player. Right. So what's this then? Oh, this is the canteen, is it? England. So how can I tell if that's bloody working now? Looking for that. It's the cafe area, look. Hello. Hiya. No, I didn't pay the working. Does that?
There's no indication.
No, I've turned it off now, so you can't tell when it's recording.
Right, this is a stealth situation.
Stealthiness, yeah.
Right, you're hiding from security, but that might blink.
Yeah. They might spot us, but yeah. You ready to make the move?
Yeah. Are we doing something else now?
Well, we could walk around the grounds a bit if you want, but yeah, it should be good. Whoa. So there we go. Thank you. Is this the way out? No entry, staff only. No.
Way out.
All right. Hiya. Have you paid? Yes, we have. Slightly different way. So this is the way. That was the emergency exit that we were looking at. It's good, really. They've got disabled access. Yeah. So this is an emergency escape door then. Comes out of a different bit. I don't think we came out of this way when I was here last time. You had to come out of the main entrance. So this has been opened back up then.
Yeah, we're probably all corroded that pit this thing has replaced it.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing this last time I was here. So yeah, it has changed because they didn't have a canteen. And they didn't have this doorway, I don't believe. Unless I'm mistaken. But, wow, you wouldn't even know that was there. That's amazing, isn't it?
Isn't it?
That's amazing. You wouldn't really know that was there. Look at it. Amazing. Wow. Wow. That is nuts. The whole thing about this being very stealthy is it is crazy what you're looking at. You've just visited the 3rd World War bomb shelter. This is the 2nd World War bomb shelter. Came with a price tag of £7, which would be £390 in today's money. And it was,
What, you'd sit in that?
yeah, but people used to build these out their back gardens. They used to dig a hole in the ground, and then they put one of these in there, and they'd have steps down into their garden, into these things. Anderson shelters, yeah.
Yeah, but would they even... I won't trust that with a bomb.
Well, no, no. The thing is, you're hoping you don't get a direct hit. If you've got a direct hit on top of you, you're going to die. But the whole thing is, because you're under the ground, if your house over here gets hit by a bomb, fragments will just fly over the top. It's not designed for direct hits, because you'd only be like about 5 foot. You know, you dig a 5-foot hole out your back garden. I mean, it wasn't like those air raid shelters that you get with the ones we've been in, where you go down steps. Those are professionally made. These are just in people's back gardens.
So these were like made by amateurs?
Yeah.
DIYers?
Well, sort of, yeah. A lot of people had them out their back garden. I've been in people's air raid shelters out their back gardens. It's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, but are they like just like that? They're not like massive ones, like
no,
big bunkers? Just
enough for you and your kids. And you go out there, when the air raid sirens go off, you go out there, and when you hear that the siren for all clear, and you hear that the bombs have stopped blasting, then you go back indoors. You'd only be out there for like half an hour or an hour.
Why not just build like a big military style bunker under your house? That'd be like... Could you imagine?
Yeah, so now come and visit Norpar Flowers and Country Gift Shop, set in a farmyard. I'm not much into me flowers. Which way is the main way back then? That's the car park is behind us. There's quite a few cars here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because they're for sale.
What? Is it for sale?
Yeah, look. All of them's got like stickers on saying for sale.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 3,500. Bloody hell. It's had a bit of a beating though. I don't know if I'd pay 3,500 for that. But fair play. This one's got all sorts of weird and wonderful lights stuck on the back of it, which I don't think are exactly legal. But
look at them, even latched up properly.
these are the legal lights. You've got to have these ones on the back of the vehicle, but for some reason they've also got ones up there on the top of the vehicle.
And then they've just got like a normal deadlock holding the boot shut.
Oh, or a padlock.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Does it go through MOT like that? Would it pass?
Well, it might be not for use on the road. It might be just for use up here, perhaps. You can use it off-road any way you like then. I think we've got to go this way for the car park. So what's down there then? That's the entrance to something. That's the entrance. And this is to the car park.
That makes me laugh, does that?
So do you want to go past the main way again? Or we've seen the front, haven't we?
Yeah.
I think we've seen enough there. Yeah, that's the way that you would have gone down to the bunker. It would have all been in trees like this. So unless you knew it was here, you probably wouldn't have come down here. There'd have been enough fences and things to keep you away. Palisade probably, and
well,
various...
even if you knew it what it is, it'd be like in itself, it'd be a bit of a nightmare trying to find the way in, because it'd have all been well camouflaged. It wouldn't have been obvious.
Yep.
You know, drones didn't exist then, so you wouldn't be able to fly a drone over and go, oh, there's an house there. It'd be, you'd have to walk it. You'd have to like get into the site, and then you'd have to walk through the site and hope that you didn't get caught walking through, otherwise they'd shoot you. Because they'd be that paranoid.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they?
Oh look, there's a small sign, perhaps, of that might be an emergency escape, because that just out in the middle of nowhere is a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
Oh, it could be the sewage pipe. the pressure could go, and that manhole just, with the pressure, flies up, and then lots of shit comes flying out of it. You know?
God knows. There's old lights there. Old lights, but now, in addition to the nuclear bunker, they've got this play area, which includes zip wires and rope trees and jungle stuff. So
we still need the money to maintain that bunker, so we'll be adding more attractions to make it more of like a family day out, so the families come and they donate, and then they can keep the bunker running.
That's
and
right.
like 20 years ago it didn't have a cafe, but through donations and stuff now they've managed to expand it and get a cafe, and you know.
Yeah. I don't know if it's worth poking my head round the corner of to see these ropes and stuff they've got here, but it looks pretty impressive. But I can't film. I'm not allowed to film kiddies because YouTube don't allow that, so I have to keep people's faces out of it. But let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. There you go. Look. Look at all this. Wow. Look at all that. Like you can walk across the tops of these things through the trees, and you've probably got to hook yourself on for safety. Oh, battery just went. That's crazy, isn't it? Battery just went on the bloody thing. That's the transmitter. That would have been, you know, government transmitter. Ooh. Oh, shit. So I mean about smacking the lens, and then you scratch the lens. That's those plastic covers.